This is the before and after of our redesign for our subscribers' home, and we'll show you the entire process of achieving this look. Today, we're working at Oliver's 70 square meter condo unit. He wanted a dark modern interior with a clean and clutter-free feel, but he wasn't sure where to start. We'll break down every design choice so you can see exactly how we made this happen. This is our 22nd interior design, in the goal of completing 100 interiors in a year. That means every project is about finding practical solutions, from layout fixes to material choices, so you can apply these ideas to your own home. Let's start redesigning the living area. As you step in from the main door, the kitchen is on the right, and if you walk straight ahead, you'll reach the living room, which is positioned at the lower part of the floor plan. The living area is still empty, which is a great starting point for designing the space. But the challenge here is the TV area. There's an air conditioning unit placed directly on this wall, which might not fit well with the entertainment setup. So, relocating the air conditioning unit would allow us to fully utilize this wall. This way, the layout stays clean, functional, and visually balanced. Now, let's start redesigning his space. Now for the flooring, the existing polished porcelain tiles were already in place, and since they create a strong contrast with the darker elements, we decided to keep them. The glossy finish also helps reflect light, preventing the space from feeling too dim. Next, the walls. The color was changed to a deep black to match the dark, modern, contemporary style he wanted. But instead of leaving it as a flat surface, a vertical wall panels in a matte black finish was added to bring in depth and texture without making the space feel heavy. Moving on to the seating. Since he doesn't have a sofa yet, this $4,999.99 gray-toned, low-profile modern sofa works well for the space. Its clean lines and structured form match the dark aesthetic while keeping the space balanced. You can pair it with dark brown accent pillows to introduce warmth without breaking the theme. Then, the coffee table. A round coffee table with a dark wood top and black metal frame was added. The mix of materials keeps it grounded while complementing the overall palette. For additional seating and accent, you can use this $459.79 dark brown poof was placed near the seating area. It works as extra seating without making the space feel too rigid. And to complete the setup, we included a wingback lounge chair near the window. This keeps the seating arrangement functional while adding another layer of visual interest. To define the seating area, we placed a dark gray woven area rug underneath. The subtle texture adds just enough contrast to the smooth flooring, making the space feel more structured. For the side table, we added a cylindrical wood accent table beside the sofa. Its natural finish breaks up the darker elements and adds a hint of warmth. For window treatments, we used a combination of sheer and blackout curtains in soft gray. The sheer layer allows natural light to filter in during the day, while the blackout layer provides privacy when needed. Now, let's talk about the TV area. A black vertical slat was added to connect it with the accent wall, creating a more streamlined look. To keep the setup clean, we paired it with a floating TV console in matte black, adding storage while maintaining a minimal and seamless aesthetic. For decor, sculptural pieces and dark-toned ceramic vases work best in a modern setting. You can also add an abstract wall art behind the sofa to create a strong focal point, making the space feel more dynamic. To bring in a natural element, you can include a lemon-lime dracaena plant. Its vibrant green and yellow striped leaves contrast against the dark tones, adding just the right amount of freshness without disrupting the moody atmosphere. The lighting makes a huge impact in this space, so layering different types of lighting is the key. We added a black arc floor lamp with a dome-shaped shade next to the sofa for focused lighting. Then, to create depth, we placed warm LED strip lights underneath the floating TV console. Track lighting was installed along the ceiling, drawing attention to the wall textures. And to finish it off, recessed pin lights in a warm tone were added to create an ambient glow. This next part is optional, but if you want to enhance the lighting even more, you can install recessed cove lighting with warm LED strips. This creates a soft, indirect glow that subtly highlights the ceiling edges without making the room overly bright. And that's the living area, completely transformed into a bold, dark, modern, contemporary space. Moving on to his working area, when you turn right, you'll find the first bedroom. This room was originally designed as a guest room, but since he works from home, he wanted to turn it into a dedicated workspace with extra storage to organize his things. So, here's how we transformed this space into a functional and stylish home office. For the flooring, the existing light wood-toned flooring was already in place, and it works well adding warmth to balance the dark tones in the room. So, instead of replacing it, we kept it. Next, the walls were also painted in a deep charcoal tone to match the dark modern contemporary look. The darker background helps define the workspace while creating a sleek, polished look. Moving on to the workspace. Instead of using a bulky desk, an oval wooden desk with a black metal hairpin leg was added. The natural wood grain adds warmth and texture, while the slim, open-leg design keeps the space feeling light and uncluttered. It's paired with an ergonomic office chair and cushioned seat. The combination of wood and black upholstery makes comfortable and complement the dark, modern, contemporary aesthetic without making the workspace feel too heavy. Above the desk, floating shelves in a dark wood finish was installed with integrated LED strip lighting. This not only provides storage for books and decor, but also adds indirect lighting to make the workspace feel more defined. For window treatments, we used soft sheer and gray blackout curtains. The sheer layer lets in natural light, while the blackout layer provides privacy when needed. Now, to maximize storage, a modular wooden drawer unit was placed with a pull-out top section. This doubles as a shoe cabinet while offering additional storage for small items. Then, a wardrobe with a glass door was installed. Inside, LED strip lighting was added to highlight the hanging space and shelves. This helps keep everything organized while additional storage. For decor, a few framed wall art pieces were added to personalize the space, while small sculptural elements on the shelves help maintain a clean, styled look. To bring in a natural element, a weeping fig in a concrete planter was placed in the corner. The vibrant greenery contrasts with the dark walls, making the space feel more dynamic. Now, for lighting. Since lighting is essential in a workspace, we layered multiple sources. A gourd floor lamp was added beside the storage unit for ambient lighting. LED strip lights were also added above for additional lighting, while recessed pin lights were used to provide a warm, overall glow. And that's how we transformed this space from an empty guest room into a fully functional home office with sleek storage solutions. Moving on to his bedroom, which is right next to his workspace. His bedroom was also empty, which gave us a great starting point for designing the space. There was already an existing cabinet, so instead of replacing it, we made some modifications to match the overall design. He also wanted to incorporate his musical instruments like his electric drums and piano keyboard. So we made sure to create a layout that works for both rest and his passion for music. Now, let's start redesigning his room. First, the flooring. The light wood-toned flooring was already in place, so we decided to keep it. Next, the walls were also painted with a deep charcoal tone to bring out the dark, modern, contemporary look. Moving on to the bed. A low-profile upholstered bed with a black frame and fabric headboard was added. You can pair it with a gray and dark brown pillow to add depth without overpowering the design. Then, a side table was added. A floating wooden nightstand in a matte dark finish to maintain a clean and clutter-free look. To define the sleeping area, a dark gray woven rug was placed under the bed. This adds texture and subtly separates the bed from the rest of the room. A sheer and blackout curtains in neutral gray were also used. The sheer layer softens the natural light, while the blackout curtains provide privacy and control over brightness. Now, for storage. The existing wardrobe was modified and painted in a black-toned color to fit the new design. We added LED strip lighting inside to highlight the shelving and hanging space, making it more functional and visually refined. To incorporate his music equipment, a section of the room was dedicated to his drum set. A wall-mounted guitar rack keeps the guitar accessible while doubling as decor, and the piano setup includes seating for added flexibility. These three elements, drum set, guitar, and piano, were arranged to keep the space functional while reflecting his passion for music. For wall decor, a bold abstract artwork was added above the bed and the piano keyboard. This helps break up the solid dark walls and adds a focal point to the space. To bring in greenery, you can add a bird of paradise plant placed near the bed and a weeping fig near the drum set to add a natural element while complementing the moody atmosphere. For the lighting, you can add black pendant lights with dome-shaped shades to create a soft, warm glow while giving the space a modern touch. A $713.59 black sculptural floor lamp with stacked geometric elements and a dome-shaped top works as both an accent piece and a functional light source. To enhance the ambiance, a thin LED strip was placed above, providing additional illumination and highlighting key design elements. For overall lighting, we layered multiple sources. Track lights were installed along the ceiling, while recessed pin lights in warm white provided a subtle glow to enhance the ambiance. And that's how we transformed this bedroom into a dark, modern, contemporary space, bold, stylish, and tailored to both relaxation and creativity. Let's now take a tour of the complete makeover. If you have any comments or suggestions, feel free to share them in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe.